Caviar Dreamers. Today is a great day.
Today is a great day because I am woman, hear me roar.
That's right. We have amazing Katie Sturino from MegaBabe Beauty.
Yes, she is. She's had such an evolution of a career. She started off in luxury fashion PR. She interned at Chanel, worked with Dolce & Gabbana, launched her own company age 25. I think she had really the most influencer, the influencer dog that started it all.
Yes, Toast.
R.I.P. Toast.
R.I.P. Toast. And
she was a legend.
And she's amazing. And she had the 12-ish.
Yep, she had an amazing plus size fashion.
Lifestyle.
Yes.
All inclusivity, the 12-ish. So she's just so great. And I just love her. She is empowering to women, but her brand that she has created has blown up over the last 3 years. Lexi, you are a fan.
I'm a major fan. The Thigh Rescue saved my pregnancy. I gained 70 pounds with Nino, that 6 pound, 13 ounce baby. And I was sweating my way, waddling through the streets of New York City, sweating up a storm. And this Thigh Rescue saved my life. And she wrote a book now. So yes, we have a lot to talk about.
Okay.
Hello.
We're so excited that you are here today.
We really are. Thank you so much for joining us.
I know, from MegaBabe, you have reinvented yourself so many times, but you are like a global icon. That's what I say.
I love
super powerful. Icon? No, because you're a super powerful woman and you're everything that people aspire to be.
Wow. That's a real, I'm going to put that on my license plate.
You have?
Thank you.
No, come on. Listen. You have had many careers. You're still a young woman.
Yes.
You're super empowering.
Yes.
And it's very inspiring to a lot of people because everybody always asks me, and I mean, they should be asking you, how did you do it? How are you not afraid? And now you have this tremendous brand. But prior to that, you had a very big career in all different areas. So, I mean, not that I want to start from the beginning of birth, but let's just start when you started your career really in the fashion business, correct?
Yes. Yeah. I had my own fashion PR company for about 10 years and I really enjoyed that. And I think I learned a lot of lessons that were helpful bringing me into different types of careers later.
Yeah. Were you at Dolce & Gabbana also? Did I read
I
that?
was. Yes. When I was very young, I worked at, I thought I wanted to work only in luxury fashion until I realized that the people in the luxury fashion offices are a challenge to work with. So I went off on a less expensive road. I don't know. I really liked the clothes, but I think the clothes get old when you're getting yelled at or, fighting about hangers. And I think that it all becomes a little bit much.
I agree.
And I love that. I'd read also that kind of set you up for, I guess, your mission to like put the blame back on the brands for making us feel not enough in the fashion industry, making us feel that we don't fit in, that it's not right. Because, and the luxury industry is so elitist. And I love that kind of set you up for where you are now.
Yeah. I think that is a really interesting connection that I don't think I've ever made before. It took a really long time for me to take the blame off of myself in terms of feeling bad, feeling like I didn't get the job or didn't belong, or I was too big to work at a certain company with a certain company, that kind of thing. It took a long time for me to realize that it wasn't me, that it was them. It wasn't my body. It was just the industry that I was working in. So when I shifted into like a different field, I did feel a relief because I wasn't put in that situation constantly.
I love when I see your stories with Zimmerman, when you're like,
yes,
please make my size. It's like, it's so empowering to so many girls everywhere and so many of our listeners when it's like, you go into a store and you're like, even Zara, I'm like, Jesus, yeah. I'm buying an extra large. This is crazy.
Yeah, you're like, tiny. I know. I know. And that's the thing.
Bad.
Yeah.
So with Make My Size, that is something that I started a few years ago after just shopping experience after shopping experience of me like having so far down to be able to close the zipper, just totally not fitting into something and just laughing in the fitting room as it was like stuck on my head. And I decided to call in the designers and say, and not say boycott this brand, don't shop Zimmerman.
Yeah.
Right. But really engage with them and say, I think that you think that I can wear your clothes, or that like the average size woman in this country can wear your clothes, and we can't, they can't. And you're leaving a lot of money on the table. But I find that some brands, so we've had a lot of success with this conversation. I think one of the most successful things is having women in the fitting room not feel as bad about that experience. That's the most successful thing that's come out of Make My Size.
I agree. That's very important.
Yes. But certain brands have, like Veronica Beard has extended their sizes, Madewell extended their sizes. We've got so many brands who are coming on board to welcome more women into their clothing, but some just don't want, I think they just don't want a bigger body in the clothes. And that's their choice too.
It doesn't even make sense. I will say also, Zimmerman runs so small, and I love Zimmerman also. I have a hard time fitting into it. I mean, if you have any ounce of a curve, if you have hips at all, and I'm not insulting them, it's very hard to get into. And I'm going to tell a famous story. I have a salesperson, I go to Bergdorf's, and I remember years ago, Beyonce went in there and she wanted to get something from, I think it was Armani, and her mother goes, she can't wear that. She's a hippie girl. You know what I mean? It was like one of those situations. It was like, if women are built with curves.
Yes.
Real women are built with curves.
Yeah.
And it's shameful. Yeah. I'm not built like a, straight up and down. And that's just what it is.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what am I supposed to, I have to buy everything with stretch.
Yeah.
Really.
Somewhere along the lines, we expected women to like never hit puberty.
Yes. I think that's what it is.
And like yes. Yeah. That's the ideal.
And to strive for that and to make us feel shitty about ourselves. I love that you're bringing that to the forefront, because you look beautiful. You look great. I love that you're calling out these brands.
And I also love the perspective you come from. Like you said, you're not shaming these brands and saying boycott these brands. You're telling them, hey, there's money on the table for you.
Exactly.
There's a huge customer that you're missing out on. You have such a positive spin on it, where so many people in this culture are like, you're not inclusive, canceled. That's not your thing.
Cancel.
I'm not big with the cancel.
I'm very into dialogue. I'm not big with the cancel either. I'm very if you did something very clear, Harvey Weinstein, goodbye.
Yes, right? Of course. That's a given.
Yes. But it's more that like, you've got to give brands and people a chance to evolve.
It's true. Can I just ask you one thing totally? What are you wearing right now? Because I love that top. Is that a jacket? Is that a top?
God. Thank you. Okay. No, it's a dress.
I love it so much.
It's got like a hole here. It's got these sleeves. It's from Levi Style House. And they're like a Dallas brand. And
I know Levi.
Instagram.
Know them? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I do. I love their stuff. This is too small for sure. I wear it.
It's amazing. And I just want everybody the listeners who aren't like watching this on YouTube, Katie's wearing this amazing, like a gorgeous shade of blue sequins with silver stars dress. It looks so sick with these beautiful sleeves, these bell sleeves, and it's so marginal. So I might have to.
You gotta start the week off with a bang.
Yeah, we have very similar
vintage
style.
Socialite,
vintage social.
Yes,
vintage Hollywood socialite, pumping socialite. Yeah, which I love. I hate that people don't dress up sometimes. That they just. It's not my style.
No,
I love adding a little glam.
I love glamour.
I love glamour. One element of glamour. Even if you're wearing sweats, I go to sweats with a fur on to the supermarket. I have to dress up my sweats or do something like that. Okay, let's transition. How did you realize Toast was going to be a superstar? Because your dog Toast, I want everyone to know. Because I met Toast. I was following Toast on Instagram.
We already knew and loved Toast from Instagram before we met you.
Yes.
We had a big love affair.
I love that. I love talking about Toast. I'll talk about Toast all day. Toast was my King Charles Cavalier puppy mill rescue, and she had no teeth, so her tongue was always sticking out to the side. And I think around 2010, I decided that I was going to make her Instagram famous. And this was before like dogs were on the internet and brands were working with animals and the whole thing, and influencers were still starting out. My family was like, this is crazy. Why are you buying like outfits for this dog? You've got this account, like you have a job, like you got to get a grip. And everyone thought I was nuts. But we ended up, I mean, Toast had such a fantastic life. She got married on Housewives of New York. She
love
did
that.
like, she did that tour with Swiffer and Jane Lynch, and she wrote a book, and she just like had the most magical life and brought me so much joy, and so many people so much joy. And she educated people about how important it is to adopt rather than shop for pets. And that really got me out of being behind the scenes, because when you're in PR, you're really pushing other people all the
It's true.
time. Yeah. And then with Toast, I was also pushing people, pushing her, but I did end up getting in a position where someone wanted to feature my clothes, myself, my style, me. And that's how I started blogging about, like, it was called the 12ish style, because I was fluctuating weight between like 12, 14. And that's how I started off in this whole body acceptance universe. It was all because of Toast, because I met Man Repeller on a photo shoot for NARS where Toast was like doing modeling. How weird is this? It's so
It's
weird.
so crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very
So
weird.
amazing.
I
Yeah,
know.
and I got my one and only housewife beef because Ramona Singer cut
Oh, I love
Toast wedding cake. And it's I think it's season 8. Is it episode 8? I don't, maybe season 5. I don't know. I got to look it up. But it is still mad about it.
But why'd she cut Toast's wedding cake?
She was just being outrageous, and she was like,
She's
this
known
is
to do that.
too much. This is like a dog wedding. It's too much. And then it was like a beautiful Martha Stewart cake. And she just like went over with a knife and cut a slice out. I know, it was a fancy wedding.
It
I
is.
know.
I mean, that is
Yeah.
not right. That is not right. Who
No,
did Toast
still
marry?
mad about it.
Who did Toast marry?
She married my friend Amanda Hurst's dog, Finn.
Finn.
Oh.
Yeah.
Very adorable. I know.
Yes.
Listen, I know these feelings. I have a rescue Yorkie, the real Bella Benigno. And though I don't keep up with her Instagram as much because we forgot the password, I'm very, which we have to. I just have to have
going on.
I have a lot going on. I'm very obsessed
on.
with her, and she has like very bad teeth, and we had to remove 11. But her tongue still remains in her mouth. But soon to be.
Wow,
for now.
that's actually impressive.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Wow.
Soon to probably be flopping out though,
Yeah.
and she's a real little doll. So what year did MegaBabe Beauty start? Because Lexi's been doing it 2018.
Yeah,
2017.
So 2017. Yeah, I knew it wasn't much before then because 2018 is when we discovered it.
Yes.
Tell us I know what inspired you, but I want everybody to know what inspired you. Because people come up with great ideas, but like, how did you put this into fruition?
Yeah, I think that I wanted every summer. So I had started my blog, and I had a following on Instagram, and for the past for 2 or 3 summers that I had my platform, I would say it's chafe season. What are we using?
Yes.
Like, what are people trying? And I would try everything. And I was using like a men's stick that was very gross to pull out of my bag. It was ugly. It wasn't clean. And that was like my best solution I'd found on the market. And so at the end of another summer, I think 2016 summer, I was like, why is there nothing else out there? And so I really did a deep dive, and I was like, are you trying to tell me that really no one's made an anti-chafe stick for women? So, and I knew because of my following that I was not the only person. So I told my parents, I'm going to start I'm going to make an anti-chafe stick. And they were like, it's not a business. And then I went to some factories, and I was like, I want to make an anti-chafe stick. And they're like, we don't do that. And
wow.
I was like, friends were like, is that more of a you problem? Maybe. So everyone said no. And they said, it's a niche business. You're not going to do anything with it, except for my sister and my best friend, Kate, who I was like, neither of them have ever had thigh chafe in their life. And they were like, we believe in you.
Good.
And we'll do this with you. So we just, none of us have beauty experience, and we just like hit the Googles. We started searching around for manufacturers that do certain types of fill, like in a bottle, and what was it where were we gonna get it printed, and what was the minimum. And while we're at it, like, should we make a second product? And I was like, yeah, I want a talc-free powder that you don't have to put on with your hands, that you can pump right in your bra for sweat. And so we made Bust Dust, and we had 10,000 units of each sitting in my parents' garage in Wisconsin. And we were like, okay, you're coming out of retirement, like get the aunts and uncles, get in the basement, and you're going to be shipping our orders. And we like pushed go on the first day. And I was like, okay, I can't wait for 3 years from now to move 10,000 or 20,000 units of this product out of our parents' garage because no one's going to buy it. But we sold out everything in the first month of business.
That's so unbelievable. How great is that?
It was. And it was also really, it was interesting because we were the first person to really start a brand like that. Media didn't know how to talk about us. Like the retailers we were talking to. I mean, Sephora, I say this openly, I love it. It's my big pretty woman moment because Sephora, I pitched them first and I was like, this is a brand you're going to want to get with. And they were like, this is not a category. And it's just because no one else had done it yet. And they passed on us, and no one else has passed on us. And that is just something that I always think about, because we're in every Ulta across the country and we're in every Target across the country.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's very
That's
impressive
so
to be in
impressive.
every Target, because Target's not easy.
No, Target is very
Target is
difficult.
not
So
easy
Ulta.
to get into, and Ulta is not easy to get.
It's hard to stay in both, truly. And that's something that we have learned over the years, that like once you're in a retailer, like it's not like, yay, we did it. It's like, okay, now the work starts.
To maintain your position there, you have to sell, and you have to have sell through, and you have to have people coming back for more. I know
Pay for
I know
the
people
marketing.
everyone thinks it's easy, and there's no overnight success, and I think that's ridiculous, because people don't understand. People are like, oh, they just see you when you're, MegaBabe Beauty's doing great, but they don't understand that all the blood, sweat, and tears that went into it.
But it's like that old saying, to feed the beast. The bigger the beast grows, the more you have to feed it. So you just constantly work to keep this perpetual motion. I love also that you said people didn't know what to do with the brand, because I feel like we spoke to Cindy Boshup, who owns a vagina spa in New York City, and she's the same thing. She's like, people don't know what to do with talking about things that they feel are uncomfortable around women, like vaginas, thigh sweat, boob sweat. Like it's not a conversation. It's fine for men to talk about itchy balls and strap and bonus and all these gross things that men have to talk about. But when it comes to women's problems, it's like,
women's problems, have to be pretty.
And be pretty.
Yes. Every drugstore in America has carried things for jock itch and men's balls and all the things forever. And there is nothing there for us. It's very crazy.
It's crazy,
it is.
But thank you for starting that for us all.
Thank you.
She did save my pregnancy. I said it before we were on air, but like,
what about, does this help?
Hot summer of maxi dresses at my 206 pounds of pregnancy weight, waddling through Washington Heights, thigh sweating. It was painful, and you saved me. So thank you.
And in New York City, summer will it'll kill you.
What about, is it good for the butt crack? Not to be graphic. I think you'd use it for butt crack. I was called swamp ass.
No, swamp ass. Yeah, you put the powder. So we have two things for swamp ass, which I talk about all the time when the summer hits. It's like you take the Bust Dust pump and you put it right down your back and in your unders. Or we just launched something called Magic Powder, which is a lotion to powder. So you put it on like a lotion. It has a powder finish.
I love that. No, because I'm just saying, it's like when you're really sweaty and you're like little commando undies or something like that. Or like me when I don't wear any undies because I'm really late, because I like to get the cool breeze going.
Yeah, I like to not wear undies too.
Because I get so hot.
Okay, you guys, I should I try not wearing underwear?
Yes. It's so much better. Freeing. It's very freeing, and you get the breeze going up, and then there's no BPL.
Okay.
I mean, listen, under long dress, when I need a spank, I wear a spank because I like the smooth lines.
Sure.
I know this sounds great. People yell at me, how could you not wear underwear under jeans? Well, because it doesn't bother me, and then I wash my jeans anyway.
So you're doing fine. Listen,
I'm doing
I don't know
fine,
how I think that I would like get cut up in my jeans.
You might not.
Some jeans, like today, these high-waisted 90s jeans, I had to wear underwear because this is like a situation. Like these jeans are not, this could be like a massacre down there. They're very
That's what I mean.
I just feel like thongs are not that comfortable to me. I've gotten better with them.
I have found that I'm getting like front wedgies in a way that I don't love. And so I'm like, is there like a narrow vagine problem in the underworld? But I just have done a bunch of try-ons recently on my channel to find more comfortable underwear, and I think I have. But I'm gonna try no underwear too.
Yeah.
Yes,
try.
I think that really helps. So now it's like I'm into bodysuits.
Yes. Well, there's a very
Ooh.
funny story of a girl that used to work with us who had a very long torso.
Yes,
And she always used to say that the bodysuits was too short, so they would like go like this, like really like right up there.
yes,
So,
exactly.
So that's another problem. People with long torsos,
Yeah.
all bodysuits should be made in a tall.
I agree with you, and I actually did that one time. I was doing a morning show, and I wore a bodysuit under jeans with no underwear underneath, and I didn't notice because of all the nerves that the bodysuit had moved into my skin, and I had to like crouch to peel it out. It was really it was messy. It was bad news.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you don't need. Yeah, it's like bodysuits. I've just this year, because everybody I know wears a bodysuit. I'm like, just this year I've gotten comfortable wearing a bodysuit.
Yes. Oh, I want to ask you actually really quick about one of your products. I'm so excited to try Latouche. You sent us this, and I am so excited.
Yeah, tell us about Latouche.
So Latouche, I made this for butt acne, but it really is a powerful mask. It's a facial grade mask for your butt. But I use it head to toe. So I'll put that right like on my face, my chest, my arms, legs, butt, everything, and then leave it on for 5 minutes. Shower, you will be red for a minute, but then all of a sudden your skin is so smooth. That also is really good for KP. You know, the people get bumps on the back of their arms.
Oh, keratosis pilaris or something like that.
Yes, I never attempt.
I never say it right, but I think that's keratosis.
That actually is like perfectly pronounced. But it's actually very good for that, and I had no idea.
I get that on my arms, so I'm going to use the Touche stuff on my arms. Sometimes I get those little bumps on my arms.
Yeah, you should try it.
All right, so let's talk about on your second husband, like I am myself. What qualities were you looking for in a second husband?
I was looking for someone. I had it written down. I went to therapy. I figured it out because I think right when I got out of my first marriage, I was putting myself right back in the same situations with like assholes, essentially, you know?
Yes.
And I was like, oh my God, I didn't learn. I didn't change. I didn't figure this out. So I took some time, and I really was intentional with what I was looking for, and I had to be strong and like be like, this person, although you're like having a great time and they're exciting and all this stuff, like this person is not good for you. So I had to keep walking away from those bad matches because I wanted someone who was going to root for me genuinely, right?
Mm-hmm.
And someone who was fun, someone who was like easygoing, someone who was a good person with empathy and who basically just like wanted to be good, wanted to be helpful, like a good human, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Which seems crazy to say out loud, but I think that was one of the things that I noticed. Like I would be in my first marriage, I would look at my friends' husbands and I would be like, oh wow, he filled up your car with gas. That's like pretty nice. Like, I mean, I'm talking the littlest things that I was like, wow, like what a life.
You don't tell me. I was always jealous. My ex-husband would fill up the car with gas, but he was one of those, and I love him dearly because we're very good friends and co-parents.
That's nice.
Which is nice. But I was always like, he would never dance with me at a wedding or a bar mitzvah. I danced with everyone else. Like the smallest little things. I would be over stuff because I'm just like dance with him. But then he'd dance with someone else would ask him because he didn't want to insult the other person. He didn't want to make them feel bad.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, your own wife is begging you. It just like little inconsiderate things of me added up and that's what I want. I was like someone, you know, it was like you basically handed me on a silver platter to someone else.
Yes. Yeah. I completely agree.
I also think love in the tri-state area is fucked up in general. I feel like priorities, like I looked at the list I made when I was single in New York. I'm like looking at it now as an adult with children. I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking? And I was no child then. I made this list when I was probably 30. So I'm like, what the hell was 30-year-old me thinking? But we live in a Disneyland
Yes, we
of
do.
toxic relationships. New York
God,
being
we
your
do.
first toxic relationship. It's like the city that beats you up and spits you out, but you're still in love. It sets you up for that. So when you say you just want a good person, people think we're crazy. I look at people's marriages in other places. I'm like, wow, they have like such a sweet, nice, kind marriage. Why don't we have that in you? But we don't. It's not available.
People don't
here.
get it. You don't. I had to go to Queens, and I did.
Yeah.
I did. I imported him from Queens, and he was like, had never lived in Manhattan. Like, had no desire to like. He just was like down for the ride, and like just.
Was he ever married before?
Yes, and he had just gotten out of a marriage, and they lived on Long Island, and he was also looking for something totally different because we had both learned.
Yes.
And that's I think the blessing is to be able to learn and go into the next relationship with your eyes probably more open than you want them to be. I mean, there are legal things that you probably take care of, or there are just little ways to protect yourself, right? But I think you can still go into a relationship with an open heart.
I'm with you 1,000%. I also think I always say in a relationship, what you expect in a relationship, you must deliver. These men, they're just like, or women are just like, I want a rich guy, a successful guy. I'm like, well, are you rich and successful? Are you a hustler? What are you thinking? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, that's not the top priority. I mean, you need a hustler. That I agree with. You know, I like someone who has goals and everything else, but that can't be the top of the food chain because there's a lot of rich hustlers out there who are total assholes, right?
Yes. And you don't realize, I see a lot of women in this position where they get there, they've got the husband who makes money, they don't work, they've got the cars, they got the stuff, but they're miserable.
Exactly.
Yeah. And their husbands are out, they're doing business, they're doing the things, and I'm like, he's definitely cheating on you, and it's it doesn't look great. It doesn't age well, I think, sometimes those relationships.
Yeah, and I think that's what it is. So I do think it's just like having like a good person, empathetic, someone who genuinely roots for you, and supports your type of crazy. I always say, like, my husband supports my, dials into my type of crazy. He never makes it out like I'm insane, even though I could be.
Same, yes, same. Yeah, I like that. I really like that. Dials into your type of crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, he dials into it. He never makes me feel like I'm irrational or, certifiable. He's like, yeah, that's great. That's right. I mean, I think he would hold me back if I was doing something totally right.
Yes. Yeah, no, Joe is the ultimate supporter. He like lifts you up. He's happy.
And doesn't compete. You don't want someone who feels competitive. And I think sometimes, unfortunately, when you're a strong woman like yourself, someone could feel competitive or insecure, and it's hard to find secure people to be with people like us.
And I think that you're drawn to that in the beginning. You're drawn to the fact that you're both ambitious or work hard or both want so much. And then you're right. If you're somehow in the same space, it can get really bad.
I agree. Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. You cannot be in the same space. Yeah. So Katie, we ask everybody who comes on the podcast, what was your big girl panty moment? Like, I'm sure you had plenty, but like, do you feel like in your career, there's like a big girl panty moment, one defining one?
Man. Oh, I think that, God, I don't know if I have a defining one. I think that
or just one that you feel like was like, holy shit, how am I going to do this? Or
I think launching MegaBabe was like that. I had no idea how we were going to sell any of the products, and I have no idea how we were going to get to a certain financial goal, and how we I think MegaBabe always feels like that, because as soon as we get to a goal, we're presented with a new goal. Mm-hmm. And I think that is why, like, pretty much every day feels like you're climbing a mountain, because it is. And then new brands launch, and you're like, oh great, like another competitor, like, oh great, like
I know.
Yeah, so it really is. I think I pretty much live with my big girl panties on every day with MegaBabe.
I
It's
love that
it's
though.
true.
Yeah.
It is true.
Yeah.
But I know
I
exactly
love
what
that,
you're feeling.
but you're like, but every day you're doing it. You're not giving
Oh,
up. Like,
it's relentless. It is. It's relentless, and people are like, "It's so cool you have a brand," and I'm like, "No, it's super cool we have a brand, but like." Our trucks are stuck in like a state who like can't get the stuff out, and the Thigh Rescue's melting. We just lost like 25,000 units because like they're useless, or like it's just every single day is like a new problem that you just don't anticipate or have never dealt with before. Like
I
before.
know.
Yeah,
I know.
you
And
know?
listen, and it's as fabulous it is, it's also like emotionally draining. Some days you're like,
Oh my
holy
God, yes.
crap, I'm gonna have a break. I know.
Yes.
I get
Yeah.
it, because the rewards are so great, but also it's just like, it's frightening because you
Yeah.
are responsible also for a lot of people.
yes.
That is the thing, is that you've got a lot of people depending on you to be successful and to keep going. And the dream is no longer just your dream. It's like you've got other people involved.
I know.
Yeah.
And that's really what it is. That I think, yes, right? Exactly.
Yeah, it's so true. I feel like we live that same life. What would be your most entrepreneurial advice?
Yeah, I would say if you've got an idea, you better make sure that it's differentiated in some way, in a real way, not like we've got the only shade of pink lipstick that is this color pink. Be differentiated in a real way, and then have a promotional plan. How are you going to get people to buy your product? Because I think a lot of people spend so much time on building out the business plan. We don't have a business plan. We've never had a business plan. And I think people might be surprised to hear that, but we just launched. And I think that that's my brand of entrepreneurialism. Is that a word?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that that's my brand, is just go. And if it's going to have traction, you can figure out the rest later.
I think
Same.
that's same thing with us. We're just like,
Hit the ground.
yeah,
running.
balls to the wall. We're just like, all right, we're going. This is our plan.
Yes.
We think it's great, and we're just doing
Yeah,
it.
you have to. You have to. Well,
Yes.
that also goes into our next question. Well, because
Yes.
we always say the largest success is attributed to the perfect mix of determination and delusion. She's about 50-50 of each.
Yes.
So how would you define your percentages?
I would definitely say I'm 50-50, or maybe 60-40 delusional. I'm more delusional than not.
Good. I'm so glad
deodorant-
you get this question, because some people
Oh,
are
yeah.
like, I'm not delusional at all. I'm like,
No,
you
I'm
have to be
delusional
somewhat
as
delusional.
fuck.
Good.
No,
I so
I'm
love that.
insane.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do you see the deodorant sitting behind you, the green deodorant?
Yes.
It has chlorophyll in it. And 2 years ago, I came to Kate, my best friend, who heads up like product development and marketing with me, and then my sister, who does finances and product development. And I was like, I am taking chlorophyll drops in my water every morning, and I think that we should put chlorophyll in a deodorant and that it should be green. And then they're looking at me like, what? Like, no one wants that. And like, we're just trying to survive. And now you got to make us have a green deodorant. Like, and now we launched it. It's like a wild success, and there's nothing else out there on the market like it. And so
It smells nice.
It does.
thank you.
That's
I
fun.
have, I really have, I don't see obstacles, and I don't care about them either. I'm like,
You two are very similar.
By the way, we're very similar, because someone's like, did you think of this? I'm like, no, who thought of that? Maybe that's what it
No.
is. Entrepreneurial spirit. I think you think of like, why not, instead of,
Yes. Yes. And that that it will get figured out. Whatever the roadblock is, it's not going to be fun. And like, it'll get figured out.
I know. That's exactly the way
You
I
two are
am. I
very
never get in a panic about a lot of things.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I'm like, don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I'm like, what are you having to freak out about? It'll get fixed. This is not a big deal. This is not.
There's always a way. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Where there's a will, there's a way. And I think if you're going to be an entrepreneur and you're going to start your own business, I think freaking out about everything that goes wrong you'll be in the grave in a year, because
It's
like every day something goes wrong.
Absolutely true. I agree. Oh my God. My weave is sticking in my eyelash.
Ooh.
Should I get a weave?
You have good hair. You don't need it.
No, it's my hair is actually quite it looks like I have a lot, but I actually have pretty thin hair.
Since I had COVID at Christmas, my hair's been falling out. So I get Hidden Crown is actually really good hair pieces, and they're amazing. They're like, I get the halo one, and you can get it cut into your hair. It would be great on your hair. It would be perfect for you.
Yeah.
They have clip-ins, they have everything. Hidden Crown.
I'm gonna get it.
Sometimes it's bad for your hair too, because you clip it in, and when you're done, you take it off. It's not.
I love it. I use it all the time. People think it's my hair. I wear it as a bob. So I get one cut into a bob. The bob one on me looks amazing.
It does.
People think it's my hair. My hairdresser, there's one that's like a platinum color, but he also like highlights it to match my hair. But this one I just put on as like a low pony under my hat.
Cute.
Yeah, but it makes and my hair's short. It's like up to here.
Wow. Yeah, I want that. I'm gonna do that.
Hidden Crown is like it's great.
Good.
They're very good.
As long as I'm asking you questions, then what are your eyelashes?
Oh, Lily Galici, the Miami. Now I switched to the Miami. Lily Galici, Miami.
Lily Galici?
Yeah, you can wear them like 5 or 6 times. They're like $30, which is ridiculous for fake lashes.
You really can wear them a lot.
You can wear them a lot, and I swear by them, Lily Galici. Because I used to have lash extensions, ruined my eyelashes, terrible. And the Lily Galici Miami, good shape. I love, love, love them. I throw them on myself. They're perfect.
You have a book out.
My book, Body Talk, comes out at the end of May 25th.
Amazing.
And it's not my memoir. This is a workbook for women to help change their own internal dialogue that they have about their bodies. So it's like meant to change the conversation you have with yourself.
Every woman needs this book.
I agree. It's not a size thing. It's a woman thing. Unfortunately, through my work as like a body acceptance influencer, I have found that women of all sizes have problems with their bodies. And,
without a doubt.
Yeah. Yes. And it's sad, and it's a shame, because we are so powerful and successful and smart. And then we get caught up on these little negative self-talk cycles of needing to change all the time. And it's a waste. It's a waste of energy, and it's a waste of life. So, Body Talk hopefully will help some people change that conversation.
I love that. I'm super excited. You know what? Now what the good news is like you can do little in-person signings and tours, you know.
I think that is going to be a thing.
It is, because I'm starting. I had to do all virtual for the launch,
the publishers
and now the public
commit with the protocols, but we could do our own.
I could do my own, so it's like I started booking some.
Oh, okay.
You should be doing universities. You should be doing some universities.
I hope I can do that.
Because it comes down also like that body image question. Like,
yes, it comes.
My mom changed her outfit 56 times before we went anywhere. We got to change the conversation for girls and make them feel better in their own skin.
Yes, exactly. Because it's just I don't mean to bring it here, but it's just the patriarchy. Like that's all it is.
That's a lot in my book, just so you know. All life lessons, what I've learned. And listen, my mother's amazing, but we're only 20 years apart. She was a single mother in the 70s, party girl, immigrant from Hungary. I didn't have like the most amazing role model, and she had issues with men. So I didn't learn everything. And it is a patriarch society. And just like between the sexual harassment I faced, having to fuck my bosses, not knowing how to handle it, all the craziness, being in business with insane men, being fucked over big time, and just how I've handled it and dealt with it. That's all in my book.
I want to listen to your book immediately. I'm probably just going to download it on Audible afterwards.
Yeah, it's, what it is. It's a lot of, when I look back at it, I was like, Jesus Christ, the craziest shit that I have done and been through, just with men in business and being bullied. And I've allowed a lot of, out of guilt and a fear of my money being taken away from me, being threatened and scared into it. Now I'm very different about it. But it took me a long time. I mean, long, like until I was in my 40s.
Tell everyone where they can find MegaBabe, where they can find your book, where they can find you.
Oh, you can follow me on Instagram at Katie Sturino, and you can find MegaBabe at megababebeauty.com or at any Target or Ulta across the country.
Amazing. Congrats.
And where can we find your book? It's May 25th that it comes.
Oh my God. I keep forgetting. You can buy Body Talk at Target.com or Amazon or anywhere else that you buy books.
It's on pre-order now?
Body Talk, pre-order now.
Okay, great. We're going to tell everybody. Thank you so much.
Bye. You two are very similar.
I mean, Jesus, she loves Palm Beach. I love Palm Beach. She's in New York City. I love New York City. We both love vintage Hollywood. We always need a touch of glamoury, vintage socialite style. I love it.
And entrepreneurial.
And entrepreneurial. We're identical. We love, we're big entrepreneurs, reinvent ourselves numerous times, both on our second husbands.
You're delusional.
In the best way. Yes. Didn't have a business plan.
And you don't see no
obstacles. No is not an option.
She really is so inspirational. I hope people really enjoyed this episode and go buy the book. And I'm telling you, the MegaBabe products, yes, they really are good. They really work.
Yes, I'm excited to try the La Touche because you can use it on any part that you have those tiny little white bumps anywhere on your body.
I get a lot of little bumps on my butt. My butt cheeks.
Not me. My butt is smooth minus the cellulite.
No, mine gets a little.
But my arms though get those little white bumps, and you can use this on your arms too.
Yeah, I'm very excited to try
the La Touche. I know it. And there's the powder for your swamp ass, which
I'll keep you posted on how my butt bumps go.
Okay, butt bumps.
And maybe I'll be in a thong by the summer. Who knows?
I think you definitely will be.
We'll see. That might not be good for society, but
it will be, Lexi. It will be.
I'll feel empowered while I'm doing it because I'm embracing my body. But it is true. I think that women's issues come I don't want to give these issues to Araya. You know what I mean?
No.
I watched my mom change her outfit 6,000 times and not feel comfortable and say she didn't want to go to the party because, sorry mom, you're probably listening, but you gave me this problem. She would change her outfit 100 times. I don't even want to go. I have nothing to wear.
I don't remember if I heard Marge Senior changing her outfits, but Marge Senior was just, it's true. I remember me changing my outfits 100 times.
No, I did too.
I still change my outfits 100 times. Yeah. If this doesn't look good, if this doesn't look right, I don't like the way this looks.
I truthfully, over the last 8 years, I'm just too fucking lazy now. Years ago, I would change my outfit 100 times. And then sometimes maybe I would cancel because I didn't feel like I liked the way I looked. But now I'm too lazy now. I don't care. You get me how you get me now.
I know. Well, it's just I feel like now I know what works. But it's
yeah. Yeah, maybe I didn't get lazy. Maybe I just got more confident and more comfortable.
Exactly.
One of the two. But either way, I don't want to give girls issues.
What's up this? Bella, you look like you've been through the ringer, Bella.
No, Bella does have issues. Sorry, Bella.
Bella knows what works.
She does.
The dog knows what works.
She knows. She's going to relax. Well, thank you for listening, Caviar Dreamers. You can find us every Wednesday at Caviar Dreams Tuna Fish Budget. Great week and keep dreaming.
Keep dreaming, Caviar Dreamers.
No one